Have you ever wondered what it means for a civilization to be advanced? It's not just about cool gadgets or spaceships, it's about exploring some really interesting questions. What makes a civilization advanced beyond having fancy technology? Is it about how they treat the environment or each other? Are there other advanced civilizations out there in the universe, or are we all alone? Think of it this way, in the vastness of space, there might be civilizations that are incredibly advanced. They could be so much more advanced than us that it's hard to even imagine. We're like a tiny firefly, and these other civilizations are like blazing suns. They might have figured out things we can't even dream of, like traveling between stars or using the power of stars as an energy source. Now, why don't we know about them? Well, they could be really far away in the universe, so we can't see them. Or they might have technology and knowledge that's so advanced they don't need to explore space like we do. As we go about our daily lives, it's a good idea to pause and think about the bigger story of human civilization. Our society might seem very advanced with all its fancy technology and complex systems, but if we look deeper, we should realize that this might not be entirely true. Despite our impressive technology, when we consider all the things we could achieve, we're still just getting started. Think of our modern civilization like a baby in the big world of progress. We've taken a few small steps, like a child learning to walk, but there's so much more we can discover and create. This perspective reminds us to stay curious and keep exploring what humans can do. Our current accomplishments are just the beginning of an exciting journey filled with endless possibilities. In 1964, a Russian scientist named Nikolai S. Kardashev introduced something called the Kardashev scale. This scale helps us measure how advanced a civilization is by looking at how much energy it can use. In a famous paper called Transmission of Information by Extraterrestrial Civilizations, Kardashev said that an advanced civilization from outer space would be able to send radio signals really far away. At first, he had 3 types of civilizations on his scale, but later on, other people added more ideas. Not just about communication but other things too. A Type 1 civilization, also known as a planetary civilization, can use all the energy available on its home planet. This includes energy from sources like the sun, as well as energy generated from thermal, hydro, wind, and other sources. Kardashev compared it to a technological level similar to what we have on Earth right now. Physicist Michio Kaku believes that a planetary civilization should have the ability to control natural events like earthquakes, weather, and volcanoes. They might even build cities in the oceans. However, we're not there yet. Kaku estimates that it will take another 100 to 200 years for us to reach Type 1 status. Carl Sagan thought that we are currently about 0.7 of the way toward becoming a Type 1 civilization. Once we reach Type 1 civilization status, what comes next? The next step is likely to involve us leaving Earth and seeking energy from other planets. If we can become an interplanetary civilization that can tap into the total energy potential of a star, we would become a Type 2 civilization. One way to capture the energy of a star is by constructing a colossal structure known as a Dyson sphere. This structure would completely encompass a star, capturing all of its energy, which could then be transmitted for use on our home planet. Building such a megastructure would require extraordinary technology and could take various forms. The initial concept proposed by physicist and mathematician Freeman Dyson in 1960 suggested that this structure would cover an area 600 million times larger than Earth's surface area, making it vastly larger than the Death Star from the Star Wars universe. It's no surprise that the Dyson sphere has become a significant concept in the quest for extraterrestrial life. If we can detect a Dyson sphere in space, it might indicate the presence of advanced alien civilizations. But how close are we to becoming Type 2 megastructure builders? Well, it's a monumental leap in capabilities and is likely to take us 1,000 to 2,000 years to reach that level. Moving even further ahead, a Type 3 civilization represents an entirely different level of evolution, and achieving it would probably take 100,000 years or more. Kardashev envisioned it as a civilization with energy resources spanning an entire galaxy. Yes, to reach this level of advancement, you'd need to harness the energy of an entire galaxy. By that point, humans may have long evolved into post-biological cybernetic entities, and our current form would likely be a thing of the distant past. We are talking about a world where robots build Dyson spheres at will all over the galaxy, utilizing some yet inconceivable space propulsion technology to move around. Perhaps such a civilization would also be able to get energy from black holes or create energy-producing stars at will. What's next after such an advancement? Kardashev didn't see a need to hypothesize any further civilizations, but prognosticators since then have proposed that a Type 4 world would be able to harness the energy of an entire universe, while a Type 5 can do the same in a multiverse, drawing power from multiple universes. What about Type 6? The ultimate level appears to be so astonishingly beyond anything we've seen in science fiction films that it's almost surreal to think that humans could one day illuminate the stars in a Type 6 civilization. Existence transcends the confines of time and space, enabling us to fashion entire universes and multiverses effortlessly and with the same ease, dismantle them. At this point, humanity would wield absolute control over all aspects of existence, essentially becoming god-like beings. Type 7 is so far beyond our comprehension that we can't even fathom what it might entail. But is any of this even real? The probability that humanity will reach even the second level is very small. Will this theory only remain a theory? Physicist and futurist Michio Kaku suggested that if humans increase their energy consumption at an average rate of 3% each year, we may attain Type 1 status in 100 to 200 years, Type 2 status in a few thousand years, and Type 3 status in 100,000 to a million years. We must remember that a few million years ago, we were monkeys jumping around on trees and eating fruits. The speed of evolution and development has only gone higher and is progressively increasing at a fast pace. We do not know what the future awaits. Today's world might seem like ancient times after a few decades. Humanity is capable of big things, and I hope the journey goes on. There are historical instances of significant shifts in human civilization, like the Industrial Revolution. The transition between Kardashev scale levels could similarly bring about significant social changes, as it involves pushing the limits of a civilization's available resources within its territory. One commonly discussed idea is that moving from Type 0 to Type 1 could pose a risk of self-destruction. In some scenarios, there might not be enough room left for expansion on the civilization's home planet, leading to potential issues resembling a Malthusian catastrophe. For instance, excessive energy usage without proper heat disposal could make the planet inhospitable for the dominant life forms and their food sources, much like how high sea temperatures could harm marine life and challenge mammal metabolism on Earth. However, these are theoretical speculations that might not necessarily become real problems thanks to advancements in engineering and technology. Additionally, by the time a civilization reaches Type 1, it may have colonized other planets or established O'Neill-type colonies. Enabling the distribution of waste heat throughout the star system, the constraints of biological life forms and the evolution of computing technology could lead to a transformation of civilization through processes like mind uploading and the development of artificial general intelligence as it progresses from Type 1 to Type 2. This could result in a transition to a digitalized civilization. Don't forget to subscribe for more content, and thanks for your interest.